How's it going, guys? We're back again with another episode of Revision. To knock this stuff out of the way first, again, just leave comments down below. Tell us what you think. Also, consider hitting that subscribe button for more content just like this. So for today's episode, we're opening up 24 packs of Power of the Duelist. So once again, it will be another small set for Konami, so it's going to be a small set for us. We're only playing with 20 potential cards. But what a 20 cards that we have picked out here, don't we?
Yeah, we were going into it, not sure how we were going to narrow it down.
Yeah, I started off with a rough draft and I showed it to you, and once you took a look at it, we didn't really have to change anything. All right, so starting off with the secret rares, we have Destiny Hero Dogma, a new boss monster for Destiny Heroes. Previously, we only had Dreadmaster, but we have a new one. This one just requires a tribute of 3 monsters, but it also is considered a special summon, which is pretty nice. But has a pretty annoying effect that it just cuts your opponent's life points in half every standby phase.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think it's kind of held back in a way right now, because right now the Destiny heroes we have access to aren't great.
Yeah, the main deck monsters.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of held back in that regard, but still playable.
Yeah, I would say like Diamond Dew being the best one that we already had access to from a previous pack, and maybe Doom Lord, just because Doom Lord can banish a monster. So there it kind of control the tempo of the game a little bit.
Yeah.
For our ultra rares, we have the Chimera Tech Over Dragon. It only requires 1 Cyber Dragon and as many machines as you want to use. We already have a way to get out this card due to Power Bond in a previous pack, but you'll see here soon enough we have another way to get this card out. For our last ultra rare, we have Elemental Hero Flare Neos. So we're starting to get the Neos fusions more often now.
Yes.
Settled for Flare Neos being in the ultra rare slot because it does have a potential to buff itself, making itself quite large. For the super rares, we have Ultimate Tyranno. We're finally getting some Dino support. Tyranno being a 3000 attack beater, also being able to attack all monsters once each.
Dino players rejoice, the sacrificial baby is here.
And then for our other 2 super rares, we have other Neos fusions in Dark Neos and Aqua Neos. I believe Dark Neos is a negate, a monster negate, and Aqua Neos being able to rip a card from your opponent's hand. For our rares, we finally have the introduction of Baby Sarasaurus. Maybe not at its full potential quite yet, but soon, hopefully. We have more fusion stuff in Overload Fusion, another way that we can get the Chimera Tech, or for Cody, having all the cybers, being able to cheat out oh wait, no, this is only for dark fusions. That's correct.
It's only for dark. Yeah, I think the only one it works for right now is Chimera Tech.
But later on in the future, we'll get some dark fusions,
some cyber darks and stuff.
Yeah, we have a field spell in Neo Space. This gives Neos 500 attack buff and also makes the fusions not have to return to the extra deck.
We have 2 field spells.
Yeah, and a more generic field spell in Mausoleum of the Emperor, being able to, pay life points to do your tribute summons, essentially.
Yeah, I like how they're both kind of troublesome in their own different way.
Yeah, it just depends on what deck that you're trying to go for. And then we have Elemental Hero Neos himself. Just a vanilla card, but a necessary piece for heroes. And then for the commons, won't spend too much time on this, but we have, the Dark City. It's Skyscraper for Destiny Heroes. We have the Neospatians that we need to go into our fusions. And then some more main deck Destiny heroes with different abilities. And the last piece of Dino support that we have in Sabersaurus. Just a vanilla, but is a 1900 attack beater, which is always pretty nice to have. So overall thoughts on the pack?
Well, it's here. We have entered Neo Space.
Yes, we have.
I'm excited to see the Neo stuff come in. I'm excited to see the introduction of Dinos. Yeah, some more Destiny hero support. I think it's a pretty decent set overall.
Yeah, I think this will give us either more options in trying to make heroes playable, because there are ways that you can get the Destiny and elementals to play in the exact same deck. Again, would have been more powerful if we had access to poly, but
yeah,
we are finding other ways to get our fusions out. I mean, we are still having miracle fusion.
Thank God. Could you imagine if we had no extra deck until synchro summoning?
I know that you've dabbled in your extra deck before. I can't recall, have you gone into your extra deck?
I don't think so.
I think you've played extra deck cards before, but
I've played extra deck pretty much every week since we've been able to do it, but I don't think I've actually been able to go into it.
Just shows you how hard it is to actually get that mechanic to work.
I mean, yeah, right now we don't have like the searcher cards for like the spells or the fusion spells we do have, they can't do from deck.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but if you can do it, it could put you ahead.
But yeah, I agree. I think this is a pretty cool set. Having Dogma potential is pretty interesting for you know, building a pretty cool deck around him. And yeah, we don't have too much dino stuff that's really decent to play. You know, having more dinos is always nice. I'm a fan of dinos. I want nothing but good things to happen for dinos. But a card I'm actually really excited for in this set is honestly Mausoleum. I find that this card is just really generic, and if only we had more access to searching field spells, it would just make it that much even better. But
Yeah,
for now,
we had Metaverse or something.
yeah, Metaverse or Terraforming. But until then, I guess it might just sit in the back burner, or I don't know, maybe you are just playing it. If you get Mausoleum and Ancient Gear Golem, you know, quick pay 2,000 light points to immediately have the game in your favor. I'm excited for this set. I'm ready to get into the games if you are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, come on down, step right up, and win some money. We're gambling this week, folks. You ready? So my strategy is mainly Neos fusions and monster removal / burn. So I'm starting off my deck. I have one copy of Elemental Hero Blade Edge. She's a good 2 tribute that does piercing battle damage. YuGiOh has found his way back to my main deck. However, I don't plan to use him to attack. You'll find out why later, unless you peeped it already. Sneaky. 2 copies of Majestic Mech GoRyu and 3 of Oka. So GoRyu requires 1 tribute, has 2900 attack, and if summoned this way, both of them during the end phase will be sent to the graveyard. But GoRyu gets piercing battle damage. Oka does not. Oka does not require a tribute either, but it will still go to the graveyard if summoned that way. Into the Neospatian package now, I run 3 of Aqua Dolphin, 3 of Dark Panther, 3 of Flare Scarab. They all have their own individual effects. I don't really plan to be using them though, because up next is 3 copies of Elemental Hero Neos. Now, anyone who knows Yu-Gi-Oh for, you know, the anime back in the day, you all know Neos. The main plan is to be fusion summoning them. Brain control to target a face-up monster he controls and take control of it. 2 copies of emergency call. So this lets me add an Elemental Hero monster from deck to hand. So this is a great way to summon or to search either Neos or Blade Edge. New card I'm trying out, Ectoplasmer, 2 copies of this. So at the end phase of the turn player must tribute 1 face-up monster, and if they do, you get to inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that monster. Now we come back to Jiraiya. So again, I'm not really planning to attack with him because I'm playing this card. I can't afford to lose half my life points like that, but it is a good offensive wall to have on the field, and I can get a potential 1150. No, 11. I can math. 11 burn damage in there. Enemy controller to swap battle positions of monsters to try to attack me or to take control of them should I need to. New field spells, Mausoleum of the Emperor. So during the main phase, the turn player, that's both of us, depending on whose turn it is, we can pay 1000 life points to normal summon a 1 tribute monster, or pay 2000 life points to normal summon a 2 tribute monster. And that does count as our normal summon set for the turn. Monster Reborn, and secondary field spell, Neos Space. So if I can get the Neos fusions on the field, they all have the secondary effect where during the end phase they get put back where they belong. However, Neos Space prevents them from doing that. It also gives Neos and all of its fusions a 500 attack buff. Hero emerges. So this is a good way to cheat out Neos, as well as Blade Edge, or the Majestic Mechs, honestly. If he tries to attack me, he gets to choose a card in my hand. If he gets it right for me and it's a monster, I get to normal summon it, or special summon. I'm all over the place today. 2 copies of Force back, so just negates a normal summon or flip summon of a monster, returns it to the hand. Judgment of Anubis. If he tries to destroy a spell trap card on my side of the field, I can discard a card, negate the activation, destroy it, and then target a monster he controls and destroy that, and then he gets burned for the attack. Mirror Force to get rid of a lot of troublesome monsters, and making a return finally, Ojama Trio to clog his board up. Going to the side deck, 2 copies of Ancient Gear Golem, as well, if I jump ahead a little bit, the Gear Castle to summon him easier. That's just the secondary policy, just so I don't have to rely on Mausoleum or tributing to summon him. Making a return for the first time in a very long time is BLS Envoy of the Beginning. I don't play a whole lot of Darks, basically just the Dark Panthers and the Dark Neos in the extra deck, but I do have quite a bit of lights in here, so I figured, you know what? I had a free space. Why not put a boss monster in there? Dasher, Destiny Hero, new card. He has an effect where once while this card is in the graveyard, if I draw a monster during my draw phase, I can reveal it, special summon it. And that's basically why he's in the deck. Another card to go into Ectoplasmer, I have Goblin Elite Attack Force. Just a high attack there. The Ancient Gear Castle mentioned earlier. 2 copies of Mystic Block, so this is also a quick play spell, but I contribute a monster, select either its attack or defense, and gain that many life points. So because if I'm going to be spending life points, I should probably be replenishing them to somewhat too. Offerings to the Doomed, 3 copies just for some monster removal at the cost of skipping my next draw phase, and 3 copies of Curse Seal the Forbidden Spell to lock him out of any potential troublesome spell cards. Finally, the extra deck, I have 2 copies each of Aqua Neos, Dark Neos, and Flare Neos. Aqua Neos, once per turn, I can discard a card, destroy a random card in the opponent's hand. So Dark Neos, if this card is not already targeting a monster with its effect, you can target 1 face-up effect monster on the field. While you control this face-up card, that target's effect on the field is negated. So it's just a long-winded way to say it's a negate. And finally, Flare Neos. So this card will gain 400 attack for each spell or trap on the field. And as I said earlier, during the end phase, unless I have Neo space on the field, they will all have to get shuffled back to the extra deck. So that's my deck. It's, you know, Neo's fusioning and monster tributing for burn. The only downside to that really is that I have to spend a lot of life points to summon some of these monsters, and Dakota is also forced to do this, or can use Mausoleum to his own right. So it could come back to bite me, but like I said in the beginning, we're gambling, folks. Put it all on black. See you out there.
All right, guys, we're back. I have a deck here to show you. We're taking a couple steps back, and we're bringing a return to a classic. So for my deck, I brought back Earth Beatdown. We have some new tools that I can probably use for this deck while still playing some of the OG originals. With a deck as simple as this, there's not too much to explain the reasoning behind certain card choices. Pretty much everything is going to be Earth. And I kind of just wanted to keep my options open for offensive and defensive cards. So starting off, we have 2 copies of Golem, pretty much our boss monster of the deck. We have Saber Beetle. Didn't play this when I played Insects a while back ago, but it is an Earth. It can get buffed on the field spell, and it does piercing damage, which is pretty good. Next, we have Steamroid. It buffs itself by 500 when it declares an attack, but loses 500 when someone attacks it. A new card, we have Sabersaurus, 1900 beater vanilla. We have Drillroid, pretty decent stats. Could be a lot bigger with the field spell, but being able to destroy monsters in defense instantly is very nice to have. For our last offensive card, we have Gigantes, a free special by banishing an Earth. It also has the potential to wipe out spell and back row. For our defensive cards, we have 3 copies of the Golem Sentry. So this card does need to be flipped on its own to get its effect, but you know, it does have the ability to set itself back down. It has high defense, so there's a good chance that I could still get this effect to resolve at some point in the game. 3 copies of Jujutsu Master. I could just set this card, have him attack over it. There is the likelihood that he doesn't clear it, but his effect will still go through and put his monster back on the top of the deck. And 1 Hane. I really wanted to maximize on monsters because I want to be able to see as much diversity as I can. It would be nice if my opening hand has like maybe 2 offensive monsters, 1 defensive monsters, and like a spell and a trap. For our spell cards, we have 3 copies of Gaia Power, increases Earth monsters attack by 500 but loses 400 defense. 3 of the Gear Castle to make our Golem that much easier. 1 Heavy Storm. I do have certain cards that I do want to have sets, or certain cards I do want to stick around, but a well-timed Heavy Storm could really mess with Cody. A Monster Reborn. 3 Offerings of the Doomed, just to get rid of problematic cards. 2 copies of Forceback. I did use a craft on the second copy of this card. I think that this card could be pretty effective as the game keeps going on. 1 Compulse to bounce one of his monsters. 1 Ring to destroy a monster, do some burn. 1 Judgment to keep my cards protected. And Judgment to also keep my cards protected while also being able to negate a summon. For the side deck, I'm playing 3 copies of System Down. With the new machine stuff that we have access to in this pack, and Cody's full of Cyber Dragon stuff potential, I think that if he does go into Cyber Dragons, this would be a pretty good episode to do it, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared. So pay 1,000 life points, banish all machines on the field and the graveyard. 1 exile force if I need a new flex spot for monsters. 3 copies of final attack orders. So mostly this is trying to be a beatdown deck. And if he's playing monsters that have more better effect, but you know, low stats, I could play this card and switch everything to attack mode and just keep doing damage. 2 copies of Karma Cut. This is in case I need more removal cards. I can side out some of the monster flex spots and put in something like this. 3 copies of action units. I think me and Cody are getting more successful in getting our bigger bodies out to the boards, while at the same time being able to remove those bodies. So if I can get rid of one of his good monsters, get it into the graveyard, that monster will now become my monster. And I'm bringing back another classic and Bait Doll. I don't know what type of deck he's going to be playing, but I want to make sure that I have all my bases covered. If he's playing something that requires a lot of setting back row, I want to be able to remove that. And Bait Doll is not the best card for it, but it's the best option that I have. So yep, that's the deck. We're just bringing back Earth Beatdown. I'm going to beat Cody into submission.
Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the fucking money, shithead?
But I'm curious on how this deck is going to do. I'm curious to see what Cody's bringing to the table. So let's just get right into the games. All right, here we are. What is this? Like episode 16, I think?
Is it?
I think so. Episode 16 of Revision.
Yeah, we're getting up there.
Yeah.
We can drive now. Drive this series off a cliff.
All right, bud. I got the lucky die out.
I don't, but I've chosen anyway.
Damn.
I think that's the same result we had for Speed Duel.
I think my luck is running out. Maybe I have to switch the die.
Or I just keep picking rock and I keep winning.
Decision is yours. It's a lot of pressure.
I'll go second.
Giving me the setup. Huh. All right. Well, let's just set 1, set 2, and set 3.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Then by to main.
Sure.
Let's get in there with a nice set. And then, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, here comes part of my strategy. Mausoleum of the Emperor.
All right.
I will use the second effect. I will pitch 2,000 life points if that is okay.
That is okay.
I will summon Blade Edge.
Oh, okay. Thinking on the summon.
Okay. Thinking is usually a bad thing for me.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Go battle.
Sure.
And I will attempt to swing in.
Offerings.
Yeah, okay. Guess I'll end there.
All right. I'll draw or not. You know what? I'm gonna use your field spell as well.
Okay. Let's see it.
I'll pay 1,000.
Oh, okay.
I'll bring out my Saber Beetle.
During battle, and a defense monster inflicted for. Okay.
I have my own Blade Edge.
I don't have any defense monsters.
And then from here, we'll go ahead and go to battle phase.
Okay.
And I'll get in there.
Okay. In response to the attack,
Sure.
a hero emerges.
Let me think here.
Would you like me to shuffle first or leave it?
You can leave it.
Okay. Take your life points, boy. Boy, we are doing so much damage to our own life points this game.
The game is progressing. It's so much faster now.
I know. Okay, so you're still gonna attack. That's 24 then.
Yep. And
wow, look at this.
Yeah, I'll just pass the turn.
Okay. All right, we'll go stand by to main.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna normal summon Majestic Mech Oka.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to activate Monster Reborn, targeting my Blade Edge.
That is fine.
I'll go into battle phase.
Sure.
I will crash, and if it lets me, into Saber Beetle.
Okay.
Oops. Nope. Go to the grave. Be a good boy. And then Blade Edge will swing in for an attack.
Okay. I'll take the damage.
What?
It's my Jujitsu
Legendary
Master.
Jujitsu. If this place that monster on top. Oh. Okay. So 2 top deck.
All right.
Main phase 2.
Yep.
I'm going to set a card and pass to you.
All right. I will draw. I'll go standby to main. I'll normal summon Drillroid.
Okay.
We'll go battle.
Okay. In response to the battle,
Yeah.
enemy controller,
Defense.
declare effect 1.
All right. I'll go to main phase 2. I'll set 1 and I'll pass it back.
Okay.
I hope that draw helped.
Stand by to main.
Sure. He's digging.
Full page ad. Full page ad. That's nice when I'm trying to read.
I'm curious on if you're just like stuck in a conundrum where you need the blade edge, but you don't want to pay the life point. But that also gives me a thought that that's your only monster.
I guess I'm gonna pitch 2. I think
2000.
2000
Okay.
for Majestic Mech Goryu.
All right. So
Any response to that?
I do have a response to the summon once you pay.
Okay. Am I gonna like this?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
What's that line from Aliens?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
All right, I'll draw. Go standby,
I was
main.
hoping that one card you had wouldn't help you, but I forgot it's you. So
You got greedy with your own mausoleum. All right, here we
what
are.
do I do?
Yeah, game 2.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. I got too greedy game 1 with my own life points. Maybe I need to like get on my own set of lucky die. You know, get the luck in there. Like we're in Vegas.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go first this time.
Ooh, taking the setup.
Let's see if it pays off.
We'll find out.
What would even be a proper move here? Okay, so I'm gonna activate Neospace.
Playing all the field spells.
Neospace.
Look at you go.
Okay. I'll get a set. And I'll pass.
That's so radically different than what you were expecting. Oh my god.
What are you talking about? That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. All right. I
Maybe
hear
I'm
you.
maybe I'm playing the idiot, you know? Maybe I have you right where I want you.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
Well, all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's
Mr. Shuffle your hand there.
Yeah, we're gonna go with a normal summon of the Sabersaurus.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at him. He's all pissed off.
What a strange card to have in here, unless you're bringing back Earth Beatdown, or you just wanted a beater. But
Flare Scarab. All right. We'll go to main phase 2, and I'll set a card, and I'll pass it back.
stand by to main.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's ditch Neospace.
All right. Here comes Mausoleum
Here comes Mausoleum, and then we're gonna activate effect number 2.
and 2K. He never
And
learns.
2K.
He never learns.
You gotta spend life points to take life points, gentlemen. I need a cigar, like a prop cigar.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna pitch 2 for Neos.
And then I'm gonna switch out the Mausoleum for Neospace.
All right, we're gonna go battle.
Sure.
I will attempt to attack in. Okay. Where's the option? There it is. Well, cheers to that, mate.
Cheers. We'll go standby to main. All right, let's start things off with my favorite castle.
Your favorite castle.
I think it's the
Don't
only
tell the
castle.
other. So don't tell the other 2.
Let's go ahead and we'll normal summon Themeroid.
What the fuck is your deck?
I'll get my counter and I'll go battle and I'll get in for.
Did you bring back like Earth Beatdown or?
I don't know what you're talking about. Earth Beatdown
That's
looks
the
nothing.
only. That is the only connection I'm seeing between these 2 right now is Earth Beatdown.
Earth Beatdown didn't have castles and dinosaurs.
Isn't Ancient Gear Earth though?
That's just, you know, a
Yeah.
coincidence.
Yeah. Keep talking. Stand by to main.
Sure. Now, I left you on a pretty good decision here. It's either you pay the 2 and risk losing very easily, or you're just never gonna touch Mausoleum again.
Fine. Good.
It's gonna be my Mausoleum now.
Well, guess what, buddy?
Oh, he's going
We're
for
doing
it.
it.
He's doing it.
We're doing it.
Let's go.
Normal summon Neos.
All right.
All right. Activate. Monster Reborn.
And drawing that.
Targeting my Scarab.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, and
There's a fruit fly in my eye.
that's gross.
Once I regain my vision.
If only you were able to regain your life points.
So now I'm going to shuffle them back into my deck. Now that I actually control them.
Wow, he's actually going for it.
2 top deck. 2 top deck. Elemental Hero Flare Neos.
For each
Who
spell
gets
and
an
trap on the
800
field.
buff. Next up.
Neospace?
No. We're going to activate. Ectoplasmer.
Okay. I feel
This is
like
a card I would have loved to have seen before I was down to 300 life points.
I feel like this is still not going too well for you.
It's absolutely not, but you know what? We're milking it for content, baby. I don't see any back row to stop me, and you don't have hand traps as far as I know of. So I'm getting my content this time.
I think the only hand trap that we have is like Karibo.
I think so. So he is now at 3,700. My Flare Neos is. All right, we're gonna go battle phase,
Sure.
and we're gonna swing into Steamroid.
All right, so he'll lose
Or-
500, putting him down to 13, and then I'll take 24.
2,400.
Big damage.
That is. And then I'll proceed to the end phase. During the end phase, I have to tribute a monster,
True.
and the only monster I have is Flare Neos.
True. So
Which
I'll
I looked up the ruling the other day. It does. I do have to tribute it still.
yeah,
During the end
because
phase, shuffle,
yeah,
and everything.
it's during the end phase. The turn player has like priority, so like you get to sequence your effects in whatever order you want.
Okay, half the original attack, which sucks, but you're
1250.
taking 1250 there. To the grave with ye,
Be gone.
and it is now your turn.
All right, I'll
Let's
draw.
see what you can do.
If you got to show
I mean,
off,
honestly, you could literally just end your turn and you would still kill me. So,
well, you got to flex. I want to flex.
well, that's because you never let me flex.
Aha!
See, I wanted to flex because you always get to flex.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
What were you doing here? Just doing all that to attack me, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So, I cited in the action unit when I saw what you were playing. I figured as soon as I get them to the grave, or if something were to happen and you put themselves into the graves, you're just playing a lot of big guys that as soon as they touch the grave, this card just becomes so much better. And now your big guys become my big guys. Yeah, here, I'll show you what I was up to.
Bet you weren't expecting Ectoplasmer to ever show up.
No, I have thought several times in previous episodes of trying to get Ectoplasmer to work. So yeah, you
100% Earth Beatdown.
Yeah, you
Guy
caught me.
powers back.
I'm playing Earth Beatdown.
Well, the Sabersaurus is one thing, but then I remember Drillroid, Saber Beetle, Steamroid. I'm like, none of these things go together except for the 2 Roids. But you're not playing just Roids because that'd be a waste of time.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to summon the fusions anyway, if we even have any.
Nope.
So like the only thing you could be playing is Beatdown.
Yep, I brought back Earth Beatdown. I still have my playsets of Gaia Power. These cards are already quite big on their own, especially like Steamroid. If I attack a monster, he's getting 1,000 attack, so 28 beater. Saber Beetle being able to be a 29 beater, and Golem being a 3,500 attack beater, but with potential being a 38 if I have him and the castle on board. Some defensive cards with bringing back the Sentry and the Jujitsu Master.
Are you playing 3 offerings?
Yes, playing
And
and
you subbed out 2 for autonomous, I assume?
I subbed
No.
out 3
Oh, no,
monsters.
I see one in there. Oh, I see them. Okay, I didn't see them at first.
Yeah, I took out 3 monsters to put in the action unit. I took out my 2 copies of Gigantes and my 1 copy of Hane. because I built this deck to always have you know, some offensive cards and some defensive cards. I really maxed out on a lot of monsters on this deck compared to other decks. I think typically I try to get to like 20 to 21 monsters. I think this one I had about 23 or 24. But because I did some test hands, I saw that sometimes I just draw like all offensive or all defensive. And depending on if you're going first or second, it's good and bad. But I just wanted to have the flexibility to where, you know, on an opening hand, whether I'm going first or second, I'm drawing good cards for going first or second, so I can just adapt my play style to what I need to do. But
well, you're playing mainly one defensive back row card.
What?
I guess kind of two, but your only main one is compulsory evacuation device. That's like your only main defensive back row card. There's an argument that like Ring of Destruction, Judgment of Anubis are defensive, but at the same time they're also offensive.
Well, so it's like, yeah, but that's just the thing though. Like it's again, keeping the flexibility. Obviously I'm trying to get out the bigger guy, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, you can't really equate for what your opponent is going to be playing. And I had no idea that you were going to be playing a deck like this. So I'm really glad that I actually did have these cards in my deck to where
I'm just throwing my life points willy-nilly.
That I was not equating for, but the fact that you were just playing bigger guys, like, you know, you got out Blade Edge, and here I'm thinking like, oh my god, it's either Golem or bust, because the Saber Beetle is not going to cut it. Otherwise, I have to rely on back row,
which you had plenty of.
But yeah, for a card like Compulse,
I mean,
that's like I can either keep myself protected and bounce your monster back, set you back a turn, or if I'm going in for game, I can make an aggressive push and just get your body out of the way so I can go for direct. Offerings the same way. I can out your big guy, or, you know, if I already have the guy flipped up, I can maybe just out it with this and then go in for game. Same for Karma Cut, Ring.
You had 10 monster removal back row cards.
Yep.
A fourth of your deck is monster removal back row.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, so like this is,
I mean, it worked.
Yeah, so like this is what I mean when it comes to like deck building. You need your engine to kind of be your variety pack. It needs to be able to keep you in the game or apply pressure in the game, and then you need to see what it can and can't do, or what it can possibly struggle with, and then you need to have, you know, a good portion of your deck to be these flex spots on, like, these are the additional cards that you need to have access to make sure that you're always in the driver's seat. Well, let's take a look at your deck. Deck looks
something
crazy.
My deck is something, all right.
You have the emergency call to search for the Blade Edge and the Neos, and that's
I'm running the full Neospatian package as a shocker.
I'm surprised you didn't just lean completely into the heroes, because it's like, if you're playing emergency call, it's like, well, why just stop at searching Neos and Blade Edge when you can like search, you know, your poly targets. I know we don't have poly, but I know that we have Miracle Fusions, but Miracle Fusion can just banish the stuff from field and or grave. So it's like, you could set one poly target going first or something, know that it's gonna die when I go second, and then just summon the next poly target, and then bam, Miracle Fusion is live.
Well, so I was hoping game 2 there in the beginning that when I figured you were gonna out Neos, I was hoping you were gonna throw him into the graveyard, not put him back in my hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had Monster Reborn in my hand, so it wouldn't have mattered. But you forced me to use Mausoleum again by doing that.
Wait, what all do you have in your extra deck?
Oh, here, I'll mill that for you. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom.
Wow, holy fuck.
Yeah, it came through.
Yeah, you pulled really good when it comes to these fusions. Damn. So like, I'm pretty sure I think I have like maybe one of each of these, but that's it. And then, or no. I think I only have the Dark Neos.
Really?
And because I only have Dark Neos, it makes me only need to play the Dark Panther.
Yeah,
and
that's my thing, is because I'm not focusing on one of them, I have all three.
And another thing,
the deck, but
it doesn't necessarily need to be clogging the deck. It just means like your options are, you know, it's a variety pack pretty much. But because I only have the Dark Neos, I only need to play the Dark Panther. Unfortunately, somehow I only pulled one Dark Panther, so that makes all of this completely worthless.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
What the hell was up with your pulls?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Like, I don't know what happened there. I only got 1 Dark Panther, but I got 3 Dogmas, so.
No, I did not.
You're smiling though.
I mean, I was happy with my pulls, but it's mostly just because I think that this was just a really fun set to open.
Yeah.
I was looking ahead at the next pack, and I just didn't think that for this episode, the new stuff was just quite right for me yet. Even though I was really excited to play some with these new cards. All right, here we are, the loser's wheel.
I run this wheel. This is my town.
Should just name it the Cody's wheel.
Pretty much.
It looks like you're getting 3 previous packs.
I'll take that.
That's a good one. Maybe you'll be able to actually get a playset of one of those fusion cards.
Maybe. I mean, with the supers, it's pretty likely.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had additional packs. Pretty nice.
Been a while. I did that joke like 2 weeks ago. I can't do that again.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
All right, and let's take a spin on the winner's wheel. And craft a super again.
Hey, you can get some fusions then.
Oh boy.
Or you can get a 4th conductor Tyranno, or just Tyranno, not conductor.
I have to check my ratios and see like where I'm at with like the Aqua Dolphin, because Aqua Dolphin isn't too bad of a card.
Yeah, I suppose if you only had 1 Panther, it wouldn't be worth it to go for another Dark Neos.
Yeah, not worth my time.
So I guess I know what card you're picking.
My 4th copy of Tyranno.
Yes, that's the one we grade and send into PSA.
Well, that's going to bring an end to this episode, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you like the video, like, comment down below. Tell us what you think. Me and Cody are always reading the comments. We want to hear feedback or just to have a casual conversation. If you like the video, also consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with content just like this. We do revision once a week, and we do Too Fast Too Duelist once a week, and the occasional Master Duel video. So Cody, closing thoughts on the episode?
Closing thoughts. So, you know, sometimes you got to spend life points to take life points. And much like the stock market, we appear to be in a bear market right now. You know, I put my investment in and I made pretty much nothing back. In fact, I got burned pretty hard. Just call me the Jordan Belfort of this channel.
The show goes on! They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here!
I rode the high life and I paid dearly for it.
All right, guys, that's going to end this episode. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.